question number 3. This one is analytical geometry or coordinate geometry, where we are going to deal with the points, x value, y value. You know that a point, how do you represent a point? Like this. It's an ordered pair. First one is x value, second one is y value. So we are going to deal with the points, which means distance between 2 points, midpoint of 2 points, the gradient of a line passing through the 2 points. So those formulas also you need to know: midpoint formula, distance formula, gradient formula, equation of a straight line. Those, equation of a straight line, you need gradient and 1 point on that line. Okay, so those kind of things you need to remember it. All right, let's do this question. Let me rub this. We can see that P and Q both are given, and S is a point on a Cartesian plane. You can see that S is there, and then parallel lines are given. PS and Q are parallel lines. Guys, parallel lines are given, then you have to think about the properties of parallel lines: alternate angle, corresponding angle, co-interior angle, and gradient of parallel lines are same, isn't it? Gradient of parallel lines are same. And you can see two angles are given, theta and alpha. Do you know what are they? They are the angle of inclination. Why? It is the angle between the given line and the x-axis, see, and positive direction. You can see that from the x-axis anti-clockwise, which means they are angle of inclination. But 20,23 is not angle of inclination, because none of these two lines are x-axis. Okay, one of the lines must be x-axis. Here we can see that theta, this is x-axis, and this one is a line, isn't it? And alpha, this is x-axis. So that kind of angles are known as angle of inclination. Clear? And you are using a formula: m of that given line, the gradient of the line, is equal to tan theta. That theta is the angle of inclination. So those things you have to memorize. Okay, coming to the first question, that is a gradient of QS, where Q is given, only one point is there, no other points are given, but it is passing through the origin. Origin means that point is 0, 0. So we have 2 points, isn't it? Just call this one x1, y1, this is x2, y2. Then you can use the formula, that is 3.1. Gradient of QS is equal to, what is that? Y2 minus, let me write the formula: y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So it's going to be y2 is 6 minus 0 divided by x2 is 3 minus 0. So the answer is 6 over 3. Answer is 2. Already the line is an increasing line going upward, so the gradient is positive. Now coming to 3.2, you have to find the value of theta. Where is theta and what is theta? Theta is angle of inclination of the line. Which line is that? QS. So gradient of QS is equal to tan theta. That's how you have to do it. This is the formula. Gradient of that line. Theta is between x-axis and a line. That line I'm talking about, QS. And that one we got it already. 2 is equal to tan theta. Therefore, theta is equal to what? Send tan other side, that is tan inverse of that number. That is theta is equal to, it's an acute angle already, so it's the answer is going to be 63,43. You can use it in the calculator, and it's an angle. Sometimes the gradient is negative. In that case, angle of inclination is always positive. So if we get a negative one, add 180 to make it positive. Okay, that's how we need to do. Okay, sometimes the gradient can be negative, which means that line is decreasing line. Having negative gradient means angle of inclination will be more than 90. So just do it the way I did this question, but at the end you will get a negative one, then add 180 to make it positive. Okay, angle of inclination is always positive. Now we move to 3.3. What is 3.3? Determine the gradient of PS. Determine the gradient of PS. Alright, that one is not a direct question, though it is easy, but it is not a direct question, because look at that PS. Normally gradient we can calculate only straight away. 2 points must be given. That is a straight method, like the one that I did it for 3.1. Okay, but PS, go to the line PS, you can see how many points, only 1 point, isn't it? With the help of 1 point you can't find. Then you have three possibilities. Is the line parallel to another line whose gradient is given? Yes, of course the line is parallel to QR, but again that way is not going to work because we don't know what is the gradient of QR. Okay, then perpendicular, of course it's not perpendicular. Then angle of inclination, if you know the angle of inclination, we can find, because there also gradient is there. But alpha, this angle, can you find this angle? We can find out, because theta we quoted, what is that? 63,43. Then vertically opposite this also 63,43, isn't it? Vertically opposite. Now look at this triangle TOS. What is this alpha? Alpha is sum of these two angles, exterior angle. Or third angle find out, then angle on a straight line we can find alpha. So once alpha is available, we can find the gradient. Okay, so get that the value of alpha. So I'm using alpha, where alpha is equal to 20,23 plus 63,43. Here we use the idea of exterior angle, isn't it? Exterior angle of a triangle, then plus vertically opposite also. These two ideas we use it to get this. Clear? Therefore alpha is equal to what? 20 plus 63 is going to be 83,66. 83,66. We got it. What? The angle, that alpha. What is that alpha? Angle of inclination of PS. Now we can find, this is not our main question. What is our main question? Find now the gradient of PS is equal to tan alpha, that is angle of inclination. Okay, and we can find the gradient of PS. Gradient of PS is equal to tan alpha is what? 83,66. When you apply this one, you will get it. What is that? It's going to be 9. So we got it. Angle of inclination you have to find first. How did I get that one? Because theta I found it, then I used the idea of vertically opposite to get 63,43 inside the triangle. Which triangle? TOS, where alpha is the exterior angle, isn't it? See, look at this triangle TOS. This is exterior angle is sum of the opposite to interior angle, or sum of the angles on a triangle. Find out, then find this angle T, then we can find the alpha using angles on a straight line. It's up to you. Alright, now we can move to the next question. Let me rub all other things that I did here. Question number 3.3.2, equation of PS. I told you if it is a straight line, PS is a straight line, isn't it? Okay, how do you find minimum things that we needed? What are the 1 point? Yes, 1 point is available, and gradient of PS also we calculated. Now we can find using the simplest formula, y is equal to mx plus c, where gradient we got it, that is y is equal to 9x plus c. Now we need to know the point C. For that we can use the point on that line. What is that point? Minus 2, 3. So remember 1 point and gradient. If you have on a straight line, we can find the equation. I substituted gradient first. Now let me substitute this one to find C. Y value is 3 is equal to 9 times minus 2 plus C. See, 3 is equal to minus 18 plus C. Therefore C is equal to what, guys? Minus 18 send other side, 3 plus 18, isn't it? Therefore C is equal to 21. We got it. Now the equation become y is equal to 9x plus 21. See, very simple question. Alright, so I repeat once again. The minimum requirement for finding the equation of a straight line is 1 point and gradient. Clear? Sometimes you will be given 2 points, only 2 points, there's no gradient, but still we can use it. Out of 2 points, just take 1 point, and gradient we can calculate using 2 points, right? Okay, now we can go to 3.4. What is 3.4? If it is further given that equation QS that is this line QS, which is passing through the origin, right? Okay, then this line doesn't have y-intercept because y-intercept is 0. Okay, y is equal to 2x. Determine the coordinates of S. Coordinates of S. You can find the coordinates of S. Okay, how many marks? 4 marks question, isn't it? Okay, so coordinates of S, the point S. What is this point? This point is the combination of the intersection of these two lines. If you know the equation of these two lines, solve simultaneously, because this is the point where these two lines meet, isn't it? And what is the equation of PS? We got it. What is that? Which is y is equal to 9x plus 21. And what is the equation of QS? That is given y is equal to 2x. Solve simultaneously. Equate to them both of them. That is 9x plus 21 is equal to 2x. Now solve and find. That is 9x. 2x comes this side of minus 2x is equal to 21 goes other side of minus 21, which is going to be 7x is equal to minus 21. Therefore, x is equal to minus 21 divided by 7. What is that? It's going to be minus 3. We got it, the x value. Then y value, how do you get it? Substitute any one of the equation, because that point is part of those two lines, isn't it? So I'm just using the second one. Y is equal to 2x, that is 2 times minus 3, which is going to be minus 6. Isn't it? So we got the point S. S is minus 3 minus 6. Do you see that one? Yes, that point is all in the third quadrant. That quadrant x value, y value both are negative, and so which means our answer is correct. Okay, then calculate the length of QS. Calculate the length of QS. Where Q is given, we can call it x1, y1, and S we found it. What is that? Minus 3 minus 6. So this is our x2, y2. Then use the distance formula 3.5. What is QS? QS is equal to square root of, what is the distance formula? x2 minus x1 all square plus y2 minus y1 all square. Is it clear? Okay, then just the matter of substitution. x2 is minus 3 square root of minus 3 minus 3 all square plus y2 is minus 6 all square. Then you can just do it in the calculator. So it's going to be what? Minus 3 minus 6, 36. Minus 3 minus 6 square is 36 plus 12 square is 144. Isn't it? Minus 6 is minus 12 square. When you square it, it's always positive. Clear? Yeah. Then which is going to be 144 over 36. I mean 144 plus 36 is 180, right? Square root of 180. Square root of 180. Okay? So which is same as 6 root 5. 6 root 5. So we get it. So simplest set form, just write it. Okay, now we move to the next question, 3.6. Let me rub all this. All right, question number 3.6. Calculate the area of triangle PQS. Okay, identify the triangle. Do you see that PQS? This triangle, isn't it? PQS. So how do you find the area of this triangle? This triangle is, area of when it comes to area of triangle, we can find the area easily if the triangle is a right angle triangle. Okay, base and the heights are those sides which are making 90 degree or perpendicular. So half times base times height. But here, this triangle is not a right angle triangle and the height is not given. Such a situation, how do you find the area? You can use the area rule. For that, what we need one angle on a triangle and the two sides which make that angle. Clear? Here the angle that is available is 20.23. This angle, isn't it? Which means if you know PS and QS already we found. What is that? 6 root 5. 6 root 5. And PS, can you find? P is given, S we found. What is that? Minus 3 minus 6. So of course you can use the distance formula to find the PS. So that is 3.6. Area of triangle PQS is equal to half times the length PS times the length QS times sine of that included angle. What is that? 20,23. This is how it is. Very simple. The only thing that we need to find is PS. Then just a matter of substitution. So let me find the PS first. PS is equal to square root of, let me call this one x1 y1 and this one x2 y2. Square root of x2 minus, that is minus 3 minus that is minus 3 plus 2 whole square plus y2 minus y1. That formula you have to remember. I don't know, you will get a formula sheet, so please guys remember the formula. x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus, that is minus 6 minus 3 whole square. Alright, square root of minus 3 plus 2 is minus 1. Let me put the square root. Minus 1 square plus minus 9 square, which is going to be square root of 1 plus 81, which is going to be square root of 82, isn't it? So square root of 82, we got it. Now we can go back to the formula. Area is equal to half times PS is square root of 82, and QS we found already. What is QS? 6 root 5. You can go back and check. 6 root 5 times sine 20,23. When you do this one in the calculator, you will get 21,01 will be the answer, unit square, because you are calculating the area of the triangle. So this is the answer. Clear? Okay. Now we move to question number 3.7. 3.7, let me write it here. It's a very simple question. You have to find it. It is given that a PQRS is a parallelogram. PQ, let me rub this first. PQRS is a parallelogram. That is PQRS, like this. It's a parallelogram. Then find the coordinates of R. That's a very usual question. We can do it in different ways. We can use the midpoint, because the diagonals, they are sharing the same midpoint. Okay, and check that this O is the midpoint. That is, find the midpoint of QS. Midpoint of QS is what? Point of QS is going to be 3. S is what? Minus 3 minus 6. Okay, let me check, because we don't know that origin is the midpoint. Let me check. I think it looks like origin is the midpoint. That is 3 plus minus 3 divided by 2, then 6 plus minus 6 divided by 2. Yeah, you can see that 0 0, which means O is the midpoint. So which is same as the midpoint of PR also. That is 0 0, and we can find R. Since the look at PR, the midpoint is given. Can you find R, the extreme point? You can just call it, this one is XY. Guys, we can do this question another way using transformation, translation. You can get it very fast. I will show you that one also. So this X value we are looking for, and the midpoint, that is minus 2 plus X will give you what? This midpoint X, isn't it? That is minus 2 plus X divided by 2 will give you the midpoint X value. Now we can solve and find. So what is the X value? Then 2 send other side, minus 2 plus X is equal to 0. 2 is going to multiply 0, is going to be 0. That is, X is equal to 0 plus 2, answer is 2. Similarly, Y value is 3 plus Y divided by 2 is equal to, again, the Y value of the midpoint, right? Guys, O is the midpoint of a PR. So I'm just using the midpoint formula. That is 3 plus Y is equal to 2 times 0. That is 3 plus Y is equal to 0. That is Y is equal to minus 3. You see that? So the coordinates of R is going to be what? 2 and minus 3. We got it. Clear. Now since this one is what, a parallelogram, and these two lines, they are parallel and equal, right? Then look at the coordinate. The p is minus 2 and q's x value is 3. What happened? We are using the translation. Minus 2 become 3. How much it is increased? It is going to be plus 5, isn't it? This minus 2 become 3 by adding 5, which means this minus 3, you have to add 5, you will get this x. Minus 3 plus 5 is what? Is going to be 2. Is it clear? Now 3 becomes 6 by adding what? 3 plus 3, which means here also same thing. Minus 6 plus 3 is going to be minus 3. Do you see that? This way also by inspection you can get it. Okay, so it's up to you guys. So we have done 3.7. Now we can move to 3.8. Okay, now coming to 3.8. It's a very usual question. A, B, C are collinear points. Determine the value of t. This question also we can do it in different ways. First, we need to know what you mean by collinear points. Collinear points means these points are staying on the same line. Or if you plot these points, you will get like this always. You see that one? They are on the straight line. If you draw a line, that line will pass through this point. It's like that. 3 points. Okay, it's an order. It's collinear. They lie on a straight line. Is it clear? And we are using the idea of gradient. If you take any combination AB or BC or AC and find the gradient, they are same because they are on the straight line, isn't it? So you have to find what? The value of t. If it is like that, find the value of t. So I'm using the idea of gradient. Let me use the gradient of AB is same as gradient of BC. Okay, if I use the 2 points A, B to find the gradient, which is same as if I use the points B and C to find the gradient, because they all are on the same line, and the same line everywhere gradients are same. Clear? Or another way is use these two complete points to find the equation of the straight line, then substitute this point to find the value of t. That way also we can do it. Okay, let me start with the gradient. So I'm using y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. So it's going to be 4 y2 minus, that is 4 minus minus 1 is plus 1 divided by 5 minus 0. Isn't it? Is equal to BC means 2 minus minus 1 is plus 1 divided by t minus 0. You see that one? Yeah. Now cross multiply and find the value of t, which is going to 4 plus 1 is 5 times t. T is cross multiplying, and 5 is going to, that is equal to 5 times 2 plus 1 is what? 3. Is it clear? Therefore t is equal to what? Send to 5 other side, that is 5 times 3 already there divided by 5 cancel. What is the value of t? Is 3. So we are done. So this is how we do analytical geometry.